Hello everyone, I am Preeti from Zoho Books team. It gives me an immense pleasure to meet everyone in this webinar. As you all know, today's webinar is about what are the breakthrough features in Zoho Books launched in 2024. Before we start the session, let us quickly take a look at the agenda for today. Today's session focuses on updates released in each modules, followed by the refinements done at user interface level, GST and other tax-related updates released in Zoho Books, and also we'll run through some other additional launches released in 2024. Finally, we'll conclude with a quick recap and question answer session. Now, let us start the session. Firstly, we'll take a look at module-wise enhancements in which we are going to cover updates released in dashboard, items, sales, purchases, accountant, and in custom module. Initially, we'll start with the dashboard. I hope everyone would have visited our dashboard where you can view the total receivable, total payable, cash flow, and other details in it. Suppose in your organization you wanted to add your salesperson as a user and you wanted to view only the sales related information to them. In such case, now we are providing option to create a customized dashboard. In order to create a customized dashboard, you can click on this new icon. So here it will ask you to enter the dashboard name, and also you can choose among whom you wanted to share this. So if you wanted to share only to you, you can choose only me, and if you wanted to share everyone, it will be shared to every users in your organization. And when you wanted to limit it to particular users, you can select only selected users and rules. When you proceed further, it will redirect to two panels, that is predefined panel and report panel. In predefined panel, all the existing panels which are available in our default dashboard will be available here. You can select it from this panel also. And in report panels, all the information that are related to reports will be available here. You can add the reports as per your requirement. Suppose if I wanted to add sales by customer report, I can click on this create panel option. Here I can give the panel name. When I proceed further, it will ask the preference for me. So here it will ask whether I need to display bar chart or pie chart. Based upon my preference, I can choose it. Also, I can select what are the fields to be displayed in the x-axis and y-axis. Based on this, a chart will get generated and will be displayed here. We can also add as much as information from these panels. Once it is done, our new dashboard will be created and it will be available here. You can switch among these dashboards and view the required informations. Please be noted that custom dashboard feature is available from Elite and Ultimate plans in Zoho Books. Next, we'll see the enhancements done in the item module. We have improvised the item search. Earlier, in order to search a particular item, you have to enter the entire item name. That is, if I need to search for Apple iPhone 14, I have to type it as Apple iPhone 14. Through our recent enhancements, we have launched content search. Here, using any of the keyword of a particular item, you can search this particular item. Suppose, if I wanted to search for Apple iPhone 14, just by typing 14 and if I give enter, all the items which are related to 14 will be listed here. Among this, I can choose the required item. Next, as you all know, we can integrate Zoho Books with Zoho Inventory. Once this integration is done, we can enable MRP option. Let me show that. In settings, under items module, you'll be able to create custom field. So here, MRP field is available as a default field now. Just like selling price and purchase price, MRP field has also been made as a default field. This field can be activated and it can be made it in available in PDFs also. We have also done some customization in the custom field of the items. As you all know, the item custom field can be made available in the invoice PDF and in other PDFs templates. It will be available as a separate column. Earlier, this was available in all sales transaction and in all purchase transaction. Now we have provided flexibility to limit across the modules. Suppose I am having a custom field called drop, and if I wanted to show only in sales order or quotes module, here now you can customize it. As per the preference which you are given here, in this particular module alone, this particular custom field will be available. We have also done few enhancements for batch tracked items. So what is a batch tracked item? Suppose if your business is involving in transacting perishable goods, so you're manufacturing a perishable good on a same day and it has a same day of expiry also. So in such cases, you can segregate them in batches in Zoho Books. So in order to activate it, you can go to settings in items. You will be having an option called enable batch tracking. Once it is enabled, while creating the item, you will be having an option called track batches. Once it is enabled, all the transactions involving this item will need batch number in it. In this batch tracking, we have launched additional few features, that is allow duplicate batch numbers. So this can be enabled in settings. I'll explain the purpose of it. So here I am having a batch tracked item. We can view the batch details by clicking on this tab. Here I am having a batch named ABC. By enabling this allow duplicate option, I can create a new batch using the same name called ABC. So this is the purpose of this particular settings. Also, we are providing another settings called allow quantity to be added only to the sold batches when returned. Let me explain this. I have created a sales invoice involving a batch tracked item. Let me show that. Here I have created a invoice for this batch tracked item where batch ABC is used here. In some case, if this particular item is returned back to me, so I need to create a credit note. In such case, I'll be creating a credit note. By enabling this option, the batch which I have used in invoice only can be used in this particular credit note. So you can click on this add batches option. You will be able to select only the batch which was used in that particular invoice. Also, when a particular batch tracked items comes inwards, say for example, I am creating a purchase bill for a batch tracked item. We are now providing option to restock the existing batch. That is, when I am creating a purchase bill, I'll be having an option to add the batches. So here, when I click on add batches, now we are providing two options, that is new batch and existing batch. While clicking on new batch, we can create new batch for the incoming item. By selecting existing batch, the already predefined batches will be available here. Among this, I can select one of these batch and I can restock the item. Also, for the batch tracked and serial tracked items, so now we are providing barcode facility. So, in the items overview page, we'll be having an option to print the barcode. While printing the barcode, in the associate field, we can change the SKU field into batch number field in order to generate barcode based on the batch tracked item. So when you scan on this particular barcode, you will be able to see all the items which are involved in this particular batch. We have also done few customization in the barcode template. So when you go to settings and when you go to PDF template, you will be able to see the item barcode template. So now we can add additional information in it like batch number details, batch expiry date, organization name and organization logo in it. Apart from this, for serial number tracked items, now we are providing additional reports. So in reports, under inventory, there is a report called serial number details report. So this report gives a comprehensive view of all item serial numbers and allow users to navigate to corresponding inward and outward transactions. That's all about items module. Now let us have a look on the contact module, that is customers and vendors. So here now we have simplified the contact creation process. That is, while creating a customer or vendor, we will be having an option called fetch customer details from GSTN. Using this option, you can just enter your customer or vendor's GST details here. And when you give fetch customer details, entire customer detail will get auto-populated along with their address also. Using this, you can easily fill the customer data here. This will not only save our time, but also allows us to create contact details with more accurate information in it. Also in customer and vendor module, now we are providing support to generate unique customer number. Let me explain the purpose of it. Suppose if I am having a few customers with same name. So here there is an example called Amit Suman. So there are 3 customers with the same name. If I wanted to create an invoice for any of these customer, I'll be confused to which customer I need to create an invoice. So in order to identify the customer easily, now we are providing customer numbers support. So in order to activate it, you should go to settings. So in settings under preferences, you should navigate to customers and vendors. So here you will be having an option to enable the customer number and vendor number. Once this is enabled, a unique number will get generated for customers and vendors. Also, apart from identifying the duplicate customer or vendor details, customer number and vendor number is also useful during the import of customers. Let me show that. While importing customer or vendor details, we are providing option to override the customer or vendor details. So what is override option? So override option is used to replace the existing customer data with a new one. Let me show how this customer and vendor number is useful here. So while importing using override option, here we are providing an option to import based on the customer number instead of contact ID. So similarly, we can also import our vendor using the vendor number. Apart from this, override option is also available in items module and accountant module. So in these modules, we are now supporting override based on custom fields also. You can make use of this in other modules. Now, let us see how the cross-branch transactions are happening in Zoho Books. Suppose if a particular customer has given an advance to branch A and there is an open invoice in branch B. Now, I wanted to apply the branch A's credit to branch B. So this is now supported in Zoho Books. Say for this particular customer, there is an unused credit of 500 rupees. So which is in head office branch. Now I am applying it to the invoice which is in Tamil Nadu. So here we are allowing to apply the credit to another branch through this recent enhancement. Also, I hope everyone would have seen the writing off feature in Zoho Books. Let me give a brief idea about it. So what is writing off? So writing off is used to track the bad debt in an organization. Suppose there is an unpaid invoice and that particular customer is not going to pay back to us. In such case, we can write off the invoice and it will get accumulated as a bad debt. So in order to write off, you can open the invoice and when you click on the record payment, you will be having an option to write off. Similarly, we will be having customers opening balance. So customers opening balance is the receivable amount which you have entered while creating the books, right? So you can now write off the customer's opening balance in the customer's overview page itself. So you can view the opening balance here. When you click on this three dot icon, you will be getting an option to write off. Apart from this, in customer statement, now we are providing AR aging details in it. So this will give us a brief idea of the payment gap of the customer. In order to activate it, you can edit the customer statement template. And in transaction details, you will be having document details where you can enable this option. Coming to vendor statement, now you will be able to export all the vendor statement in bulk just like the customer statement. In order to do this, you can select your vendors and when you click on this print vendor statement, all the vendor statement will get generated based on the date range which you have given. That's all about the contact module. Now let us see the enhancements done in the sales module. We have renamed estimate module into quote as per the request raised from many of the users. Apart from this, creating, editing and deleting all remains the same only. Also, we have introduced a new feature in quotes module called progress invoice. So what is a progress invoice? Suppose if your business is involving in project type of business and you are going to create invoice based upon the amount of task which you are completed. So you will be converting a partial amount in the quote into an invoice. So for this purpose, we can use progress invoice. In order to activate it, you should go to settings. In settings under sales, you will be having quotes. So here you can enable the progress invoice option. Once this is enabled, you can change your quotes into an invoice. That is, if there is a accepted quotes, you will be able to convert it into an invoice. While converting, you will be getting two options, that is invoice a custom amount or percentage, or invoice a custom amount for each line item. Using invoice a custom amount or percentage, you will be able to convert a particular percentage of this quote amount into an invoice. Say for example, I am just converting 30% of this quote. So only for 3,540 rupees, a invoice will get created. And if I use invoice a custom amount for each item, while converting it to an invoice, amount to be invoiced tab will be opened. Here I can customly enter the amount which I need to be invoiced. Also, if a particular accepted quote is directly converted into a sales order, or suppose while converting it into an invoice, we are converting the entire amount into an invoice. In such cases, progress invoice flow will not be continued. The previous flow will be continued here. We have also additionally launched progress invoice report, which can be available in the report section. So here you can view all the quote details which are progressively invoiced and the amount of it. Next, we'll see the updates in the retailer invoice. So now retailer invoice support payment gateways. So whenever you are sending a retailer invoice, payment link will get generated through which your customer can make the payment. Coming to invoice module, I hope everyone would have aware of the invoice export option in a PDF format. That is, when you select the invoices in bulk and when you click on this PDF, all the invoices will be generated in a PDF format in a single PDF. Now, we are providing zip file option. Through this, all the invoices can be exported in a zip file in individual PDFs. If your business is involved in SEZ or overseas trading, now we are providing a footer section in the PDF template that about the SEZ and overseas endorsement details. So, these endorsement details are available only in spreadsheet and standard template. In order to activate it, you should go to settings. So in settings under customization, you can go to PDF template. So here you can edit the spreadsheet or standard template. On left side in total, you will be having an option called taxes in which you can view the export and SEZ endorsement details here. Also, you are aware of this invoice QR code option in which a particular invoice details will be available in a QR code which can be made available in the invoice PDF by going to other details and clicking on this show invoice QR code option. Now we have done few enhancements here. Instead of displaying the invoice QR code, we can display the UPI ID. In order to do this, you can go to settings. Under sales, you can go to invoices in which we can change the QR code type from invoice URL into UPI ID. Here we can enter our UPI ID and we can save it. Once this is done, while creating an invoice, a UPI ID QR code will be generated for the invoice value. If a particular customer is scanning that QR code, they'll be able to make payments. So for users who are not using payment gateways, this particular feature is very useful for them. Also, you know that we can record payment while creating invoice itself by using the option called I have received the payment. We have done few updates here. That is, suppose if a customer pays partial amount through cash, remaining amount through bank transfer and remaining amount through credit card. In such cases, we can split the payment across the payment mode which is used. So we can use this add split payment option. In this we can add multiple payment mode. We have provided option to refund the customer payment if there is any payment failure. Suppose if a customer does a payment, due to some bank issues or payment failure issues, the amount gets bounced back to that particular customer itself. In such cases, we can record refund. By directly clicking on this payment received option, you will be having actions. In this, you can record the refund entry. Also, we are providing support with WhatsApp. That is, WhatsApp is now integrated with Zoho Books through Facebook Meta. So in order to activate it, you can go to integrations and marketplace and you can choose WhatsApp. So for now, this WhatsApp integration is supported for sales transactions. So here you can use a unique number which doesn't have any active WhatsApp accounts. We are also providing different templates in which we can send messages to our customers. That's all about sales module. Now let's move to the purchase module. In purchase module, we have enhanced the billing address while creating the purchase bill. That is, now we'll be able to swap across different billing address of the vendor. We can also create new vendor's billing address here. Along with this, we have also launched transaction posting date. So earlier it was an early access feature. Now we have made this feature as live for all the users. So what is a transaction posting date? So transaction posting date is a date in which journal will be passed. Suppose if my vendor gives me a purchase bill on 3rd of January, but delivers me the good only on 8th of January. In such case, journal entry can be posted only on 8th of January. So I can make use of this transaction posting date for the date in which the journal need to be posted. Apart from this, if my vendor files the GSTR1 on a later date, I can also make use of this transaction posting date to claim the ITC. I hope everyone are familiar with the credit note in the purchase bill module and debit note in the sales invoice module. So let me explain about it first. So here in bills module, by clicking on this down arrow mark, you will be able to create a credit note. Suppose if your vendor gives you a purchase bill of value 1000 rupees, and in some cases the value is increased to 1100. So for that 100 rupees alone, you can create a credit note. Similarly, in invoices, you will be able to create a debit note by clicking on this down arrow mark. Now, we are supporting import of these two entities, that is import of debit notes and import of credit notes in Zoho Books. Apart from this, in sales and purchase module, multi-level discounting feature is available from Elite and Ultimate plan users. That is, they'll be able to create discount at line item level and also at transaction level. So now we have extended this multi-level discounting to other entities also, like credit note, debit note, vendor credits also. So that's all about sales and purchase module. Next, we'll see the enhancements done in the accountant module, especially in the manual journals. In manual journals, now we have released the restriction that was imposed in customer and vendor. Now you can post the journal for customer or vendor using account receivable account and account payable account. This helps in creating some minor adjustment entries which cannot be done through transactions. So here we can post credit journal for account receivable, debit journal for account payable, and these credits will be available here, which can be applied across the invoices or purchase bill. We are also supporting options to export the applied credits, and also we are providing support to import these credits also. Apart from this, while searching across the manual journal, now we are providing options to search using customer name and vendor name. We are also supporting searching across the manual journal using the custom field in it. Now, so far we saw the predefined modules that are available in Zoho Books. In some cases, predefined modules are not sufficient to fulfill all your business activities. In order to do that, we can create a custom module. Say for example, you are lending amount to certain individuals and you wanted to have a track of how much amount you have given for them, so how much you have received back and what is the payment done so far. So in such cases, we can make use of this custom module by creating our own module as per our requirement. We have done few enhancements for custom modules also. So here we are now providing quick create option just like in other modules. For custom modules also, we can create transaction directly by using quick create. We are also supporting options to export and import the custom module transactions. Also, in custom modules earlier we were supporting only custom fields to enter the transactions. Now we are providing support to add the table and formula also. In order to do this, you can go to settings. In custom modules, your created module will be available. In this fields and tables, you can create a new table. So tables and formula is an early access feature. You can reach out to our support team in order to access this feature. So here by clicking on this new table, I'll be able to create a new table. I can add the columns also. So in column, we are also supporting formula custom field. We have also done some enhancement in the formula custom field. That is, we have introduced this option called add this custom field to all existing transactions. So what does this mean? So if you are having 100 plus transactions earlier and now you are creating a custom field. While creating a custom field, if you wanted to calculate all the existing 100 transactions data, you can enable this option while creating the custom field so that all the previous transactions will be auto-calculated. We have additionally launched another data type in custom field, that is external lookup. So this external lookup option can be used to fetch the custom field from external source like Zoho CRM and Zoho Desk. With this, module-wise enhancements has come to an end. Now, let us see the user interface level refinements. So first, we'll see the refinements done at the reports module, at settings. Also, we'll see the enhanced keyboard shortcuts. So in reports, we have streamlined the reports page to increase efficiency and accessibility. The new layout gives a user-friendly list view sidebar and search option which helps us in effortless navigation. We are also providing custom report creation process from the overview pages. Also, we have launched advanced filter in 3 reports, that is in profit and loss schedule 3 report, balance sheet schedule 3 report, and in receivable AR aging summary report. So now we can apply filter based on various fields and search across these reports. Also, we have deprecated customer balance and vendor balance report, and in addition to this, we have included all the features in customer balance summary and vendor balance summary report. That is, in customer balance summary report itself, now we are having options to switch between the date range and as of date. Also, we are providing options to add additional columns just like customer balance and vendor balance reports. So this change will help us to see more reliable and enhanced report compared to the previous customer balance and vendor balance reports. Coming to settings, we have done few changes in the address update option. That is, if you need to update your organization address or if you need to update your branch address, now we are providing 2 other additional options. That is, suppose this is my address which I entered while creating the organization. If I need to change this address and if I wanted to update this change in all the existing transaction, I'll be having an option called update in all transaction. Through this, all the existing transactions will get updated into my new address. Also, if I am in a particular location and I am relocating to another location, so in such case, I can update the address here, and using this update new transaction, all the future transactions address will get updated. Also, you are aware of this branches option which is available for GST registered organization users. Suppose if you are an unregistered business organization user or you are registered in GST in composition scheme, now you can also enable branches option. So this is now an early access feature. Users who comes under this criteria can reach out to us in order to enable this feature. Next, coming to automation, that is workflow rule. So workflow rule can be created in order to execute certain action based on your criteria. So earlier, workflow rule functions on only one criteria, that is, if this particular criteria passes means this action will be continued. Now we have launched multiple criteria option, that is, if this particular condition is true means this action will be continued or the second criteria will be followed. So based on this, action will be executed. So through this, it minimizes the number of workflow to be created for a single purpose. Now let us see the navigation settings, that is keyboard shortcuts. So you can view your keyboard shortcuts by clicking on your profile picture, and when you click on navigate faster with keyboard shortcuts. So here all the shortcut keys are available will be listed here. Through this you can navigate within Zoho Books quickly. I can also customize these keys. Suppose to go to invoice, Shift plus I is used. I can change it to Shift plus I into Shift plus O also, and I can save it. So suppose if I wanted to reset all the keys to its normal status means I can use this reset option to reset everything to its normal status. Also, if you are not comfortable with keyboard shortcut, you can also disable it using this toggle icon. Please be noted that whatever the changes done at the keyboard shortcuts are only for the user level and not for the organization level. If a particular user does any changes, it will get impacted only for that particular user, and other users can make use of their own navigation setup. That's all about user interface level refinements. Next, we'll go through the tax related updates. As you all know, Zoho Books is a GST compliant software where we can do e-invoicing, e-way bill, and you can also do GST filing. We'll go through all these updates released in these modules, and we'll also see other tax related updates. So first, we'll see the enhancements which we have done in the e-invoicing level. Now, we are providing option to associate the IRN detail irrespective of the platform which is used to generate the IRN. That is, here I have an invoice. When I click on this three dot icon, I'll be having an option to associate IRN details. So here I'll get two options, that is fetch IRN and associate IRN manually. Using this fetch IRN option, with the help of the invoice number, the data will be fetched from the GST portal and the IRN detail will get automatically filled. And if I use associate IRN manually, I can manually enter the IRN detail, acknowledgement number and acknowledgement date. Also, I hope everyone are familiar with bulk pushing of invoices to the IRP from Zoho Books. That is, you can select the invoice in Zoho Books, and when you click on this three dot icon, you will be having an option to push to IRP. Through this, you can generate IRN in bulk. For certain users who wanted to generate IRN in bulk directly from the e-invoicing portal, we are now providing option to export these invoices as a JSON format. Through this, they can directly generate the e-invoicing from the portal. Also, everyone would have come across Mark as Cancel feature in Zoho Books. Let me give a brief idea about it. So, usually when you push an invoice to IRP portal, within 24 hours, if you wanted to cancel it, you can cancel it directly from the Zoho Books or from the e-invoicing portal. Suppose after 24 hours, you are noticing something wrong with that particular invoice, and if you wanted to cancel it. In such instance, Mark as Cancel option is available. So in GST portal, you can remove that particular invoice, and in Zoho Books, you can mark it as cancelled so that the particular invoice will be converted into a void status. So in some instance, some customers would have marked the invoice as cancelled by mistake. In such cases, now we can undo this action by using this recall option. So using this recall option, the invoice can be set back to its normal status, that is e-invoicing push status. For users who are applicable for e-invoicing, now we are providing options to display their dispatch from address. So this particular feature are available in spreadsheet template, that is, I'll show that. So in PDF template, in spreadsheet plus spreadsheet lite template allows displaying the organization dispatch from address. So in order to activate it, you can edit the spreadsheet template, and in transaction details under organization details, you will be having an option to show the dispatch from address. Using this, dispatch from address can be made available in the invoice PDF. We have also launched a e-invoice QR reader app. So earlier it was supported for Android. Now we have extended it for iOS devices also. Using this, you can scan the e-invoicing QR code and you can read the information in it. That's all about the updates released in e-invoicing. Now let us see the update released in the e-way bill. So in e-way bill, now we are providing option to print or download e-way bill directly from Zoho Books itself. Using this print e-way bill option, you will be able to either print it or you can download it. Please be noted that the print which is generated from Zoho Books is not the same e-way bill print that is generated from the e-way bill portal. So we are providing this message called this PDF is generated by Zoho Books. So you can use this print for reference purpose, and it is not the same as the e-way bill generated from the portal. In some instance, your material might get delayed and you wanted to extend the e-way bill's validity. So earlier it can be done only through the e-way bill portal. So in Zoho Books, now we are providing option to extend the e-way bill directly from here itself. So when you click on this option, you'll be able to fill these information, and after filling these information, you can extend the validity of this e-way bill. Next, we'll see the enhancements done in the GST filing modules. We have launched IMS dashboard. So IMS stands for Invoice Management System. As per the government norms, we have launched it in Zoho Books also. So IMS dashboard is similar to GSTR 2B, where you can pull the transactions from the GST portal And based on the purchase transaction which you have created in Zoho Books, you will be able to match it and also review it, and you can push it to the GSTN portal. We have already done a detailed webinar about this IMS dashboard previously. You can check our YouTube channel in order to access this. We have also done few customization for MSME registered vendors and customers. That is, in settings, you can now activate the MSME settings by enabling this option. So here you will be able to give the UDIAM details here and you can save it. Along with this, you can also give the MSME details for your vendors in order to track the unpaid invoices for these MSME vendors. For that, while creating the vendor, you can enable this checkbox called "This vendor is MSME registered." So once this is enabled, all the bills which are in unpaid status for the MSME vendors will be listed here. Through this, we can filter it and we can make the payment on time. Next, we'll see the updates released in the direct tax level. So direct tax means TDS and TCS. So coming to reports, as you all know, there is a TCS summary report. Here, now we have added additional column for the customer called PAN of the party. So here you can customize your report columns and you can add it from the available column. Additionally, we have also launched TDS receivable report. I hope everyone would have visited the TDS summary report, which gives a section-wise TDS of vendors. So in TDS receivable report, you can view the section-wise TDS of customers. Apart from this, TDS is extended to other modules like sales order codes and all. So now you can create sales order codes and purchase order with TDS information in it. Next, you know that you can associate TDS below the subtotal, that is at the transaction level. Now we are providing option to associate it at the line item level. In order to do this, you can go to settings. Under direct taxes, you will be having an option to switch it from transaction level to item level. So if a customer wants to associate different section of a TDS in a particular purchase bill or sales invoice itself, they can make use of this option where different TDS sections can be associated at each line item. We have also launched an additional module called TDS payment module. So it is an early access feature. So once this is enabled, this option will be available in your settings. That is, you can give the report generation date or month here. Based upon this, a TDS module will be activated on the left side. So here you will be able to view the liabilities of the TDS that you need to pay to the government. So based on the month I have given in the settings, the report will get generated and I can make the payment here. So here I'll be having an option to record the challan in which the payment I have done to the government, I can record it here. Say for example, the balance amount which I need to pay for this particular month is 50,000. I can also record excess payment for this. That is, I can make 60,000 as a payment here. Also, using this auto allocate option, we can automatically allocate the TDS amount against this balance amount. So the remaining amount will be saved as an excess amount, which can be associated in any other month using associate challan option. Additionally, we have also launched TDS surcharge and cess at TDS rates. That is, in income TDS rates, now you'll be able to create new TDS surcharge and new TDS cess. You will be also able to create new TDS group tax using this surcharge and cess amount. In our Union Budget 2024 to 25, our Government of India has done few changes in the few sections of TDS. That is, some sections were removed, some sections were added additionally. So in order to adapt to these changes, now we have launched effective date option in TDS. Let me show that. If I am editing a particular TDS rate, I'll be having an option called applicable period. So here I can select on from which date to which date this particular TDS section is applicable. Based on the date which I am mentioning here, only during that date range this particular TDS will be available. That is, suppose my end date is on 31st October and I am creating a sales invoice on 1st of November. In such case, on 1st of November, this particular TDS section will not be available. Earlier, this particular feature was available for TCS rates, Now we have extended for TDS rates also as per the government update. So that's all about the direct taxes. Additionally, we have also managing the indirect tax apart from GST tax, that is GST TDS. So again, this is the early access feature. You can reach out to us in order to access this feature. So once this feature is enabled, you will be able to select to which entity it is to be followed. That is, whether it is restricted only for the customer or only for the vendor or for both. Based upon the preferences which you are given here, while creating the customer or vendor, you will be able to get an option called this GST TDS applicable. So here I have created a vendor with GST TDS applicable. So now I am creating a purchase bill for this particular vendor. I'll be getting an option called select a GST TDS only for this particular vendor. Here I can apply this GST TDS here for this particular purchase bill. Similarly, we can do it for the sales invoice also. So that's all about the update released related to taxes. Now moving on, we'll see other additional launches that are released in Zoho Books. So here we are going to cover about fixed asset register and the payment integrations. So now we have launched an extra module called fixed asset. So this can be activated by going to settings. Under preferences in general, you will be having an option called fixed asset where you will be able to activate it. Once this is activated under accountant module, you will be able to see fixed asset. So earlier, fixed asset will be created as a purchase bill, and for depreciation, we'll be creating a manual journal. So using this fixed asset module, we'll be able to easily manage the life cycle of a fixed asset. We can either create a fixed asset directly from the purchase bill, or we can create it from the fixed asset module itself. We can give the required information like purchase value, expiry date, and other information in it. After creating, this particular fixed asset item will be displayed as here. So here you will be able to see the depreciation journal also and how the depreciation has occurred. Additionally, we are also providing option to clone this particular fixed asset, that is, you can create another fixed asset using the data used for this particular item. Also, we are providing option to write off. Using this write off option, what are the depreciation journal that are posted after this particular write off date will be deleted. Apart from this, when we click on this three dot icon, we'll be getting an option called sell and cancel. So if you are planning to sell your fixed asset, you can make use of this sell option in order to create an invoice for this fixed asset. Also, if you wanted to make this particular fixed asset item as inactive or to avoid status, you can give it as cancel so that it will be in cancel status and no depreciation journal will be posted here. Additionally, we have also launched fixed asset report. Let me show that. So here you will be able to see the fixed asset item, its current asset value and the depreciation value. When you click on this value, you will be able to see the fixed asset valuation details also. That's all about the fixed asset. We are also planning to conduct a webinar related to fixed asset in upcoming days. So you can follow our announcement page in order to know about this fixed asset webinar. Next, we'll see the launches that is related to the payment integration. As you all know, if a user is registered in Indian data center, they can do the vendor payment directly from Zoho Books. So previously, HSBC Bank, Yes Bank and Standard Chartered banks were directly integrated with Zoho Books. In addition to it, State Bank of India, one of the largest bank in India, has integrated with Zoho Finance Suites. By integrating State Bank and Zoho Books, now we can make vendor payment. We can also fetch the transactions from the net banking site and we can reconcile it with the Zoho Books transactions, and also we can view the real-time account balances here. Next, we'll see the BBPS and Zoho payment related update. So what is a BBPS? So Bharat Bill Payment System is a platform to make bill payments securely and efficiently. National Payment Corporation of India have now extended BBPS to make B2B payments with the aim of establishing a standardized platform for bill payments. Under RBI guidelines, Zoho Payment Technology Private Limited is registered as an operating unit to provide services for both suppliers and vendors, with Yes Bank as our sponsor bank. Also, we are using Zoho Payout as the connecting agent for BBPS. It supports both on-platform and off-platform payments. So a unique B2B ID will be generated for the customer and vendor. Irrespective of the ERP software which they are using, Zoho Payment is supported in all the ERP software as well as in Zoho Books. If you are integrated Zoho Payments with Zoho Books, automatic entries will be posted in Zoho Books, just like the entries posted while integrating the payment gateway. So Zoho Payment is also similar to a payment gateway. So let me explain this flowchart. So here, if you are creating a sales invoice, you can push that particular sales invoice to the BBPS via Zoho Payouts. So from this BBPS, this particular invoice will be created as a purchase bill for the user who is using Zoho Books or any other ERP software. Once this particular customer makes the payment, it will come through the Zoho payout and it will be posted in Zoho Books as a journal entry that a payment has been done. So through this, you can manage the B2B transactions and the invoice lifecycle. To know more about the Zoho Payments, you can visit our Zoho Payments website, or also you can reach out to our email ID, that is support@zohopayments.com. We'll also see other additional integration that are related to advanced inventory integrations. Now we are supporting ShipRocket, Envia, EasyShip, Begin, Courier Guy and delivery shipping integrations in order to track the shipment status of the item. So that's all about the updates released in 2024. Let us have a quick recap on our today's session. So we ran through the module-wise enhancements that are happened, that are in sales transaction, purchase transactions, in accountant module, and in other modules also. We also saw user interface level refinements, that is in settings, reports, and also our enhanced keyboard shortcuts. Apart from this, we also saw the tax related updates and additional launches. Now, we have come to an end of this session. We hope this session is informative and useful. Kindly post your queries. We are here to assist you. If fixed asset created, all depreciation entries will be done automatically every month. Yes. So by enabling the fixed asset module, depreciation journal will be posted automatically. So you can just create the fixed asset and you can give the depreciation cycle and type. So based on it, the journal will be posted automatically. So we have another question also. So fixed asset modules, is it chargeable? So fixed asset module is available in all paid plans of Zoho Books. So except in free plan, all other paid plans will be having this module. So we have another question also. So can you please show where we can record fixed asset in Zoho Books? So let me show that. As I said earlier, fixed asset can be created while creating a purchase bill. So while creating a chart of account based on fixed asset, we will be having an option called, when this account is associated with a line item in a transaction, create this item as a fixed asset. So once this is enabled, when you use a fixed asset item here, so this particular purchase bill, based on this particular purchase bill, item will be created in the fixed asset module. So first it will be created in a draft status. So either we can create it from a purchase bill or we can create it directly from here based upon the informations. Like you can give a fixed asset name, you can give the purchase value. So I'm just creating a fixed asset here now. I can give a purchase value and purchase date also. I can mention the warranty expiration date. Also, I can give the current value. So when I'm purchasing this item, the value is this and the current value I can give it here. And I can also mention the fixed asset type. You can also create a new fixed asset type using the new fixed asset. We can also mention the depreciation method, whether it is a straight line or declining balance. Then we can select the depreciation frequency, whether it is a monthly basis or yearly basis. We can also give the asset life. So based on this, depreciation journal will be posted. So here depreciation start date is there. So based on this only, the depreciation journal will start to post. I can also choose the fixed asset account here. So here I have given the purchase date as 12/1, 12/11 and depreciation date as 12/11. So now I am saving it as draft status. So once I make this as active, journal will start to post. So here you can see the depreciation journal. So since I have given 12/11 as the start date, on each month a journal will be posted. We'll also be able to see the chart based on the journal posted. So we'll see the next question. So please enable the report for advance from customer and advance to vendor ledger closing balance for customer or vendor wise. So there is a report, so that is, we discussed about that report also today. So customer balance summary and vendor balance summary report. Let me show that. So here I have taken the customer balance summary report. Here we can view the closing balance of each customer, and also we can customize the report column. Here I can add the unused advance amount, unused retainer invoice amount, and also the journal credit amount, also the total available credit amount. I can add it, I can show it here. So we can view the advance and available credit for this particular customer along with the closing balance in this particular report. So this is a customer balance summary report. Similarly, in vendor balance summary report also we can view these details. So next question is about how can we generate the payable report of vendors. So payable reports, we can we have many payable reports, that is let me show that. So under payables there are bill details report, payable summary, payable details report. Apart from this, we are also having vendor balance summary report and AP aging report. So if you need to see the payable amount for the vendor, you can view the payable summary. So it will include all the entities like bills, vendor credit expenses also. So here you will be able to see the transactions and also the status of the bill. So you can also customize the report column and you can add additional columns if required. Thanks for your questions. So if your questions are unanswered, we'll be reaching out from our support channel. Thanks for joining us today. So for any further clarification or queries, you can drop a mail to support.india@zohobooks.com, or also you can reach out to us through our toll-free number. We provide support in multiple languages like English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, Marathi, Gujarati and Bengali. Thank you all.